Hello everyone, welcome back to Vimidha Guru. In this video, we are going to learn about the complete concept of escape velocity. Escape velocity, what does that mean? If anyone asks about escape velocity, we generally say that it is 11.2 km per second or root over 2 gr. But is it so? Is escape velocity is just a formula or a value? No, escape velocity is not just a formula or a value. It is the complete concept. It is very deep concept, right? If I ask you, and one thing is very important, that 11.2 kilometer per second is not for every body's escape velocity. It is only for Earth, right? This is the escape velocity of Earth only, right? For other planets, the escape velocities are different. For different celestial bodies, the escape velocities are different, right? So in this video, we will understand what is escape velocity, the complete concept, okay? And after the completion of this video, you will get to understand what happens when any object's speed is greater than escape velocity and what happens when any object's speed is less than escape velocity, and what happens also when the object's speed is equal to escape velocity. You will get to understand how the path of the object will be if its velocity is greater than escape velocity or less than escape velocity. So stay connected and let's start to learn. Put the heading escape velocity. Let's understand the concept of escape velocity with the help of some examples. Imagine the earth is like a giant trampoline. If you jump on a trampoline with low energy, you will bounce very little. You won't bounce very high, right? But if you jump on this trampoline with higher amount of energy, you will bounce higher. But if you jump with just the right amount of energy, you will bounce so high that you will leap off this trampoline and fly away. Escape velocity is just like that. Just the right amount of energy needed to jump off this trampoline of planet and never come back. Fly away into space. Let's understand this with one more example. Okay, suppose you are throwing a ball straight up to the air. If you throw it with low speed, it will rise very little and comes back to the earth again. Okay, but if you increase its speed a little more, if you throw it with higher speed, it will rise little more higher and ultimately Earth's gravity will pull it back to Earth. But if you throw it with just the right amount of speed, that is the escape velocity, if you throw it with escape velocity, it will rise so high, it will go up and up, it will go so high that it will leave the Earth's atmosphere, it will leave the Earth's surface and never comes back to Earth again. It means the gravity stops acting on that ball. Okay, that is the escape velocity. Escape velocity is, so escape velocity is like the speed you need to overcome gravity's pull. It is the speed that is needed to overcome gravity's pull, where gravity doesn't work. It is the speed, if this is the surface of Earth and if we throw one ball here, if we throw the ball here, and if Earth's gravity doesn't work here, so the speed at which the ball is thrown, that is escape velocity, right? So it is like the speed you need to overcome gravity's pull and keep moving away from planet or other object. It is like jumping high enough to escape the Earth's pull and never come back down, right? It is like jumping high enough. We jump so high that the Earth's gravity stops working there, okay, to escape the Earth's pull and never come back down. This is what escape velocity is. So let's understand now what happens when the velocity of the object is less than the escape velocity. when the velocity of the object is equal to the escape velocity and when the velocity of the object is greater than the escape velocity. We will generally look into the path, how the path of the object becomes when the velocities are different. Okay, now suppose I am standing here, okay, and I throw a ball with such a speed u, with where u is less than escape velocity. Ve is the escape velocity. Okay, so I throw a ball or an object or a stone, anything, with speed u which is less than escape velocity. So how does it travel? What is the path of this object when it travels with velocity u which is very less than escape velocity? So, but it leaves the earth surface, right? But it leaves the earth surface. So its path will be elliptical. Whenever I throw any object with speed u which is less than escape velocity, but it leaves the earth's surface, then the path followed by that object is elliptical, right? How does elliptical path look like? This is how elliptical path look like. Okay, this is how elliptical path look like. Now let's increase the speed little more. Just increase the speed approximately equal to 8 km per second. Let's increase the speed at this amount. Okay, this is also equal to root over gr. So if we throw any object with this amount of speed, how does the path of that object look like? The path of that object will be circular. So at here the path is like elliptical. Now here the path will be like circular, right? At this speed the path of the object will be like circular path. Now let's increase the speed little more. Okay, increase the speed little more than this, but less than escape velocity, right? Not escape velocity, more than this 8 km per second, but less than escape velocity. So at that time the path will be elliptical again. At that time the path will be elliptical again. But if we increase its speed more, just increase the speed more, that is equal to escape velocity whose value is root over 2 gr. Let's make the speed this amount. Okay, at this time the path of the object will be like, okay, just let me erase these paths. So at the speed of Ve, that is escape velocity, the path of the object is like, yes, parabolic path. Parabolic path, how does parabolic path look like? This is how parabolic path look like. This is, if this is earth, so parabolic path will look like this, and it will escape off, it will leap off from the earth's gravitational field. The object will leap off from the earth's gravitational field. So at escape velocity the path will be like parabolic. Okay, now if we further increasing its speed, if we further increase the speed that is greater than Ve, let's increase the speed more, greater than the escape velocity, then what is the path of the object? Yes, the path will be like hyperbolic path. Hyperbolic. How does a hyperbolic path look like? If this is earth, then hyperbolic path will look like this. The object's path after the speed of more than the speed of escape velocity, the path of the object will look like this hyperbolic path. Okay, so let's revise it again. when the Earth's velocity, when the object's velocity is very much less than the escape velocity, then path will be like elliptical. Then path will be like elliptical. When we increase its speeds, on increasing its speed, let's make it 8 km per second. Then at that time, speed path will be like circular. Okay, on further increasing its speed more than 8 km per second but less than escape velocity, then the path will be like elliptical. If we on further increasing its speed and making it at escape velocity, so at escape velocity the path of the object is like parabolic, and more than the speed of escape velocity the path will be like hyperbolic. So I hope this is clear to you. So after understanding different paths of the object, now let's understand how the formula of escape velocity can be derived. So to derive this formula of escape velocity, we have to understand the concepts firstly. Okay, so the concept of escape velocity is that first, if you have to reach anything, if you want to escape anything, right, if you want to escape anything, you have to make that body to reach at infinity. If you want to escape anything, like if you want to escape a ball from the Earth's gravity, then you have to make that ball reach at infinity. How can we make that? Let's understand. Second is, we have to assume, while deriving its formula, we have to assume that there are no other celestial bodies present on the space, like no moon, no planets, no meteors, no comets, nothing. There are no other celestial bodies are present at moon, so present at space. So it means that space should be completely empty. No celestial bodies should be at space. Okay, and the third most important thing is that to make anything reach at infinity, we have to make the total energy at infinity is 0, right? So total energy at infinity is 0. So at infinity total energy must be 0. That is, total energy, if it is U, then U infinity is 0. This is very important for the concept of escape velocity. Now let's derive the equation. So after understanding the different paths of the object for different velocities, we will derive the formula for escape velocity. So let's understand with this little concept. Suppose you are standing here and you throw a ball and it reaches at this point and return back again. Okay, so at this point what is happening? At this point velocity becomes 0. If you throw it with higher speed, it will reach more height and returns back again to earth. So at this point also velocity becomes 0. So what does it suggest? It suggests that at highest point the velocity becomes 0, right? So we have to understand that for escape velocity we just need to put the object to at such point where the velocity of that object becomes 0 and where the Earth's gravity stops acting on that object, right? So at what point Earth's gravity stops acting on any object? Yes, the answer is infinity. Yes, at infinity the Earth's gravity stops acting on any object. So to escape anything from the Earth's gravitational field, we have to throw with such speed so that it reaches at infinity, at least infinity. It reaches at least infinity so that Earth's gravity won't work on that object, right? So we have already understood the concepts. The concepts are, first, at infinity the total energy becomes zero. Then there are no other celestial bodies are present on the space. There is only one body, that is Earth. And third is that at infinity the total energy becomes zero, right? So let's derive the formula. Okay, we have to make one thing, that is total mechanical energy is conserved. That is potential energy initial plus kinetic energy initial is equal to potential energy final plus kinetic energy final. So one thing we have to understand, that at infinity potential energy is zero, right? At infinity potential energy is zero, so that we have to conserve everything. And at infinity velocity is also zero. So final potential energy is zero and final kinetic energy is also zero, because at that point velocity is zero. Now initial potential energy of any body is minus Gmm upon r. This is initial potential energy of any object in gravity. Okay, and initial kinetic energy is half m and ve square, where ve is escape velocity, right? V is what? V is escape velocity. Now solve this. Half m ve square is equals to g capital M, small m and r, where capital M is mass of earth, small m is mass of the object that is thrown, r is the radius of earth, and this small m is the mass of the object. Okay, now this m and this m can be cancelled out. So ve square is equals to 2 gm upon r. This is ve and this is ve square, and ve is root over 2 gm upon r. This is escape velocity for any celestial body, for any planet. This is general for any body. This is the escape velocity for any body. Okay, now let's calculate it for Earth. For Earth, we know that small g is equals to capital G m upon r square, where small g is the acceleration due to gravity on Earth. So this is the relation. So from this equation we can write gm is equals to g r square. Putting this value in this equation, right? Gm, in the place of gm we have to put g r square. So escape velocity will become 2 g r square upon r under root. This r and r is cancelled. So escape velocity is root over 2 g r. This is the escape velocity for Earth, right? Now let's put the values and find it. So small g, the value of small g is 9.8 meter per second square, and the value of r, that is radius of Earth, is 6.4 into 10 to the power 6 meter. Now on putting these values in here, we will get escape velocity is 11.2 kilometer per second. This is the escape velocity. This is the value of escape velocity for Earth. So I hope this is clear to you. This derivation is clear to you. Now let's conclude what we have learned today. Okay, the very first thing is escape velocity. So what is escape velocity? Escape velocity is the minimum speed to break free from gravitational pull. Escape velocity is the minimum speed that is required to break free from gravitational pull, and its formula is root over 2 mg upon r, where g is gravitational constant, m is mass of the body, and r is the radius of the body for any body, right? So we have learned for Earth, right? So for Earth, mass of the body is this, radius is this, and VE is this. So putting these values in this formula, we get escape velocity as 11.2 kilometer per second. And what are the key points that we have to remember? Key points is that it is independent of object's mass or shape. Escape velocity does not depends on the object's mass or object's shape. And second thing is that it depends on mass and radius of the massive body. The massive body, that is Earth here, so it depends on Earth's mass and Earth's radius. Clear? So I hope everything is clear to you. If you have any doubt, do let us know in the comment section. And if you like the content, do subscribe Medha Guru.